Hello, we're back with part 4 of our Survivor Series 2017 Fantasy Booking. We're doing it 1989 style. If you haven't watched the 4 previous videos, then I obviously encourage you to watch them, as in the first I detail what the 1989 Survivor Series is all about, and cover the pre-show matches. In the others, I cover all of the matches on the main card, besides the main event. If you don't want to go back and watch them, I'll give you a quick overview of the concept here, but if you want to go straight to the matches in this video, then skip to the time in the description. The basics are, each team will have 4 members and a team name. Booking will be based on after TLC but before Raw. We'll be making use of the current roster, so no injured superstars unless they're likely to return soon. We'll be allowed 1 NXT call-up. There'll be 7 matches on the main card, 3 from Raw, 3 from SmackDown and 1 inter-brand main event. So with that out the way, let's get on with the first match of the main card. Main event. Finally! What we've all been waiting for, it's the main event. Team SmackDown versus Team Raw. The blue team will be led by the WWE Champion Jinder Mahal, who will be joined by the Singh brothers, Randy Orton, and the King of Strong Style, Shinsuke Nakamura. The team in red,
the reigning, defending, undisputed Universal Champion, Brock Lesnar!
and he'll be joined by...
Sierra Hotel, India, Echo, Lima, Delta, Shield.
That's right, it's the Beast and the Shield joining forces to represent Team Raw. Now if you've been paying attention, you might notice that Raw only have 4 members, while Team SmackDown has 5. This will be thanks to Dean Ambrose, as he yet again opens his big mouth and says that the Shield could take on 5 guys, and as he starts to say, or more, he quickly gets cut off by Seth Rollins. Jinder picks up on this, and he enters both Singh brothers into the team. Team SmackDown enter first and face the entranceway waiting for Lesnar to come out. Instead, the Shield come out first through the crowd. They flank the sides of the ring as they wait for Brock to make his way down. His music hits and the Shield start to climb onto the ring apron. Brock finally walks down the rampway and jumps onto the ring himself. All hell breaks loose. Jinder and the Singh brothers attack Brock as the other members of Team SmackDown try to fend off the Shield. Brock throws Jinder out the ring, leaving just the Singh brothers in the ring as everyone else brawls to the outside. They both eat a German suplex before Brock hoists them both up onto his shoulders and hits a double F5 to them. They're out cold as he pins both of them at the same time for the 3 count. Just as the Singhs are gone, we see the Shield have hold of Nakamura and are setting him up for a triple powerbomb through the Spanish announce table. They throw him through the table and it explodes on impact. After destroying all before them, they return to the ring as things start to settle down. Things don't look good for Team SmackDown with the Singhs eliminated and Nakamura out of action. Randy Orton and Jinder Mahal are the 2 left to face Brock Lesnar and the Shield. As usual, we get some in-ring action as Rollins, Ambrose and Reigns make frequent tags while keeping control of the match. They wear down Orton before Ambrose tags in. Orton manages to throw Ambrose into the ropes, but he rebounds and looks to hit Orton with his lunatic lariat. Randy ducks this, and as Dean turns around, Orton hurries to cover Ambrose and gets the 3 count. Ambrose is out of it. Orton crawls to his corner and tags in Mahal. He's now facing off against the big dog, Roman Reigns. The 2 go at it and Jinder is beaten down by Roman, and then Rollins as they take turns tagging in and out until Jinder finally pushes Roman away into his corner. Brock slaps him on the back to tag in against Jinder. Wisely, Mahal scurries across to his own corner to try and tag in Randy Orton. The Beast and the Viper go at it and Orton gets him some good shots, but is overwhelmed by Brock. Brock makes a mistake however on his 3rd German suplex to Orton, and it sees him land in the corner to allow Mahal to make the tag. He avoids a punch from Brock before hitting him with the Colossus. Jinder quickly hooks Brock's leg, but Lesnar kicks out at 2. Brock hits a quick German suplex to Mahal before stumbling backwards into his own corner. Reigns slaps him hard on the back to bring himself into the match. Roman and Jinder go back at it again as the match settles back down with more tags between Jinder and Orton as well as Reigns and Rollins. As this goes on, we see Nakamura slowly starting to stir in the wreckage of the Spanish announce table. Roman and Randy are in the ring and Reigns lands a Superman punch to Orton before setting up for a spear. Orton pirouettes 180 degrees on his right foot to the left as he avoids the spear and strikes with an RKO. Randy rolls to his corner to tag in Jinder so he can pick the bones of the fallen Reigns. Jinder picks up Reigns and hits him with a Colossus, and he scores the 3 count. Jinder Mahal has eliminated Roman Reigns. We're now down to Brock Lesnar and Seth Rollins against Jinder Mahal, Randy Orton, and a slowly rising Shinsuke Nakamura. More in-ring action happens, and in this time, Nakamura slowly makes his way back to his tag team partners. Orton looks to tag in Shinsuke, but Jinder butts in to make the tag instead. Rollins looks to Brock as he nods for the tag so that he can finish the job from earlier. A slightly cocky Jinder goes on the offensive, but Brock hits back with a few German suplexes before putting Mahal in the Kimura lock. Jinder screams out with his tag partners for help, but he got himself into this mess, and he'll have to get himself out of it. Too bad for Jinder, he can't. He taps out, and the WWE Champion has been eliminated by the reigning, defending, and undisputed Universal Champion. Randy steps back in against the Beast as they exchange shots before Brock does what Brock does best. He nails Orton with yet another German suplex and goes over to tag in Rollins. Rollins climbs to the top turnbuckle and encourages Orton to get up. With Seth on the top rope, Orton's poised to catch him in an RKO as soon as he jumps off. Rollins fakes a jump and it sees Orton land flat on his back. As soon as Orton is getting back up, Seth strikes with a jumping high knee from the top rope, and this gets a 3 count to eliminate Randy Orton. The Architect has outwitted the Apex Predator. The numbers are now back in Team Raw's favour, and Team SmackDown's only hope is Shinsuke Nakamura. Shinsuke knows this, and as soon as he sees Rollins lift his head from the cover, he hits with a Kinshasa! Nakamura pounces on him and pins him for the 3 count. Brock Lesnar enters the ring and stares down Shinsuke Nakamura. Brock is first to break his gaze, and he goes for the takedown. Nakamura dodges it and hits Lesnar with some stiff kicks. Brock tries to block them as he makes his way to his feet. He grabs Shinsuke's leg on an incoming kick and takes him down. Brock rains punches down on Shinsuke, forcing him to defend himself. Lesnar takes just a fraction of a second too long on one of his punches, and Nakamura grabs his arm and attempts to put him in a triangle hold. Brock fights free and rolls to the corner. Nakamura runs at him and delivers a knee strike to the down beast before some good vibrations. As Nakamura plays to the crowd, Brock gets back up and picks the King of Strong Style up for an F5. Nakamura's legs come off Brock's right shoulder and over his head, but he's got hold of Lesnar's arm, and he uses this momentum to flip around Brock and takes him down into an armbar. The Beast is down and struggling to free himself from the clutches of Nakamura's armbar. He shimmies on his back to the bottom rope and reaches out his hand. His fingers whisper past the ropes as Nakamura pushes his feet into the mat to pull him back. It's all too much for the Beast incarnate, and he taps out. Here is your winner and sole survivor of Team SmackDown, Shinsuke Nakamura. A victorious Nakamura is greeted by the SmackDown locker room and hoisted onto their shoulders in celebration. The Beast has been conquered, and Team SmackDown have triumphed over Team Raw. Match fallout. On Raw, Brock isn't seen until the Royal Rumble, and the Shield find themselves against various members of the Raw roster, such as a foolish Kurt Hawkins, who mocks them for failing to win at Survivor Series. This escalates to seeing The Miz and The Bar attack them, and setting up for a 6-man tag team match at the next pay-per-view. On Raw, Orton goes after the United States Champion Baron Corbin after he gets in Orton's face about being outwitted by Rollins. Shinsuke Nakamura is rewarded with a WWE title match, which the Sings interfere in for a DQ win for Nakamura. This leads to a 3-on-1 handicap no DQ match at the next pay-per-view for Jinder Mahal's WWE Championship. I hope you've all enjoyed this alternative take on this year's Survivor Series as much as I had. I'd like to know your thoughts on this alternative take, so let me know in the comments, as well as what other fantasy teams you'd like to see go against each other. So remember, if you like what you've seen, press the thumbs up button. If you want your friends to know about this, share the video, and if you haven't already and you want to be really cool, subscribe. So until next time, see ya.